Hi everyone, I'm Deanna. I graduated in 2019 and I've been a part of camp since 2016 and I have a lot to be thankful for. So I'll start from the very beginning. When I turned 16, I wasn't sure that I was going to get my driver's license just because you have to take driver's ed and that's something that you have to pay for, and my family financially couldn't afford that. Sorry if I get teary, it just means a lot to me. But Mr. V implemented a driver's ed course that I was able to take for free, so that was awesome. And then in 2017, my family lost someone that was really important to us, someone really big in our family dynamic and the main source of income in our family. And Mr. V and my mom made an arrangement to get me a car. And I still drive that car to this day. She's out front. It's a 2012 Volkswagen Passat. Love her to death. She's been through a lot with me. And then my senior year, I was able to job shadow at the Karcher Group, which was my first experience with marketing. At that point, I thought that I was going to go into law. I was also thinking maybe international business. I had no idea what I wanted to do, but Mr. V knew that this was the best opportunity for me, and he sent me there, and I loved it. Senior year, I also got a laptop from camp, which I still use to this day at my job. And I was also very grateful to receive a 4-year scholarship that I was able to apply, and that helped me in so many more ways than I could ever be thankful for. I went to Miami University. I just recently graduated in the spring. I studied marketing and fashion. And while I spent my time at Miami, I also had an internship with AWP, which is a traffic control company in North Canton, and that was a great experience. I couldn't have asked for a better internship opportunity. I was able to start that internship before I went into my freshman year at Miami, so I already had a lot of more experience than a lot of incoming freshmen did. So that was great from the start. I learned a lot from that company, a lot more than I feel like I learned in some of my business classes, just because business classes can be so focused on a certain aspect of business. A lot of it is B to B to C, which is business to consumer. But AWP gave me a lot of experience with different aspects of business. My last year at AWP, I worked with Christina Tharp. I'm not sure if anyone knows who that is, but she's an amazing woman. I love her to death. And she had me tour WRL, which is an advertising company in North Canton. And there I got my headshot and I was exposed to what agency work was, and I realized that that was the perfect thing for me. I see myself as being someone that likes to multitask. I like to work on different projects. I like to just focus on different things. My mind is just kind of running a million miles an hour. So I knew that working for one company and just one project for weeks, for months, just wasn't something that I wanted to do. So Christina told me what agency work was, had me tour WRL, and the rest is history. So my senior year, on the outside, everything was perfect. I had a job on campus. I was living with 2 of my best friends. I was 21 years old, and I had a boyfriend. I still have a boyfriend. But inside, I was just a mess. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I graduated in 3 years, and I just feel like part of that was also kind of ruined with COVID, so I didn't get a lot of experiences. And then graduating 3 years, I missed that extra year of having those opportunities to network and talk to people and learn their experiences. So I felt really alone, and that was really hard. But I reached out to Mr. V, and he let me know that if I needed anything, I could reach out to him. So then I started thinking back to my roots and going back to all of my experiences with camp and everything that they've given me. And I started thinking, why don't I just come back to Canton? So I get on LinkedIn in one of my classes and I'm just scrolling through and I look up WRL because I'm like, why not? And then I click and they have an open spot for a communication specialist. So I apply, and 3 hours later, I got an interview. I interviewed on Zoom and I knew that that's where I wanted to be, that it was meant for me. And then a week later, I got asked to come in person. And that was the Friday before graduation. My mom came on that Sunday when I graduated, and I asked her if I could move back home, and she immediately said yes. And a month later, I got the job, and I'm working there now, and it's an amazing opportunity. I'm using the car that camp gave me to drive there every day. I'm using my laptop that camp gave me, and I don't have any debt from the scholarship that camp gave me. So yeah, endless thanks to everyone here.
Hello everyone, my name is Samantha Bruner. I am going to the University of Akron right now, and I am majoring in supply chain management, and I am also a second year. Um, going uh, Going there has really helped me and helped what I was doing at my internship at Freshmark. And what I was basically doing there was supply chain. My first year there was not what I was really expecting. I went in there with the knowledge that I was going to be doing education, but now, or since then, I've changed it to supply chain, and I love being there and I love being back. So this year, what I have done was was with my supervisor and my manager, Brooke and Peter. They were helping me on a lot of different projects, but the two that I presented and that have stood out to me over in my summer was doing purchase orders and also making a big spreadsheet with our vendors uh, for those purchase orders. So basically, just explaining what that basically is. For purchase orders, what I was doing was basically everything from making the POs, actually receiving them, and helping the supply chain buyers for receiving them, and then actually distributing them out to different requesters that have requested them, and getting back those invoices and quotes. And then with the spreadsheet, what I was doing with that was gathering all the vendors that we have, their contracts, and putting them together in an organized spreadsheet so we can keep control of that and basically make sure on which contract that we do have is out of order or not there anymore or is basically out of business. So I really enjoyed that and it was a lot of fun. I got to talk to a whole lot of people as well and just get to talk. I'm not the most talkative person, so that was the best thing for me to just talk to everyone, uh, be more social and everything. So it was really good. And other things that I have done were answering emails, different emails from different business people, and also working alongside with Brooke and Peter more in the office. And then my experience from camp was basically everything from from actually getting my internship, being there, enjoying it, to now using everything that I have taken from my internship and apply it to what I'm learning into school. Like just yesterday I started my classes and I could already tell, oh, I've known most of this stuff from Freshmark, so I already got this. It's a piece of cake. So that was pretty cool. And I'm just excited to learn so much more there at Akron and just hopefully further that along to hopefully working at Freshmark soon, someday in the near future. So, yeah, thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Nadia Demel, and that is an amazing story to have to follow up, but um, I have to say that my experience with camp has been nothing short of amazing. Originally, I actually, my process of getting accepted into camps was a little different. I actually kind of, like kept asking around, kept emailing me, everyone to try to get into this program because I knew it was a program I wanted to be into. Because I heard all my friends like, hey, I got into camps, and I was like, I want to be in camps program. So, I did what I had to do, emailed everyone, and went through the interview process, and I got accepted in a couple months after everyone. And I am so happy that I made that choice, do the extra mile, work extra hard to get into this program because it has been amazing, and I know this program has set me up for opportunities to come years down the line. Over the summer, I was an intern at Freshmark in the marketing department. And it was a little different for me because when you think of marketing, you think of, getting the company name out there in so many different ways. But my specific project that I worked on over the summer was actually event planning. And I was like, event planning? That's marketing? I didn't really make the connection at first, but throughout the summer, I learned how big like events are and getting the company name out there and, just talking to different clients and creating those relationships that are outside of the office. And I realized how big of a part of business that is. Because you would think, business, you're just sitting there doing paperwork all day. but with events, you know, you're bringing everyone from your community together, and you're really strengthening those ties and strengthening those relationships with everyone. And it actually taught me a lot. So through my event planning, I learned how to order products, how to manage a lot of money, how to manage our inventory. You know, I like to say that I was spending a lot of the company money. Actually, one of the biggest events that I worked on was our company internal lunches, where we served you know, hot dogs to over 2,000 company employees, and that's a lot of people to feed. So trying to figure out how to order those products for those people, set it aside and prepare it in a way that is ready for all of us at our events, and just, you know, managing and running those events so that everyone is getting something in an efficient time manner, and everyone's getting something that's fresh and just exactly what they need. So that was a big part of it. And I owe a lot of my experience that I learned to the company Freshmark and to the CAMPS program as well, because I feel as if it set me up for various opportunities, as I recently applied to an internship at the Hall of Fame. And they said, due to my experience, you know, that I learned throughout the summer, they really wanted to have an interview with me and talk with me about that. And I can just see myself with so many opportunities in the future, and I really owe that all to this program and all the opportunities that it has given to me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Tony Yoho, and I very recently graduated from early college this past May. I'm now attending the University of Akron for computer engineering, and like everyone else that has talked so far, my camp experience has also been phenomenal. They've helped me with my resume, they have helped me gain my internship for this past summer, and they also gave me a 4-year scholarship, which will help me pay for my tuition the next 4 years. This summer, I was an intern at the Timken Company. I was in their IT department as their client services intern. I worked in a smaller team, which was called the Digital Workplace Systems team. I worked with about 3 other people, and our jobs were to help make the employees' lives easier. So most of the projects I worked on this summer were just to help make the employees' lives easier, so that way they didn't have to do as much clicking around on their websites or looking for different things. The first project I worked on this summer with Timken was the Digital Workplace Systems SharePoint. This is Timken's website to go to for files if you need, and just everything you need about specific things at Timken. When I got there, the Digital Workplace System SharePoint was just being created, but there were many different SharePoints around that needed to be combined into one. So I spent most of the summer pulling files from other SharePoints, working with people from Romania and India, and trying to get this main SharePoint up and running. And by the end of the summer, we did end up getting all of the information we needed to the new SharePoint. And one of the other bigger projects I worked on this summer was helping redesign their Need IT page. This page was their page to submit tickets if they needed anything or if they had a problem with something. When I got there, it was very outdated. Their format on it, we all kind of came to an agreement that it needed updated. So we had meetings, and we designed a survey to send out to the employees to see what features they used, what they didn't use, what they would like to see on the website. And after that survey, we collected all the data, and I helped design the new prototype for the website. Right now they're still working on improving on that prototype and just making the website more user-friendly and more up-to-date information. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Ava Dietz. I am a senior at Early College High School, and with the program I am working on getting a dual associate's degree, one in education and one in arts. My journey with the camp program started when I was a sophomore in high school, and even before I was in the program, I remember Dr. Zink coming into the room with a big television where I met Toby McCammon for the first time. and he is on the camp team, and he helps us with our ACT and really looking into how we want to get into college, what we want to do with our careers past high school. So I was doing this ACT prep. Obviously, it was a really fun, and I really liked it. And then a few months later, I met Mr. Venturella and Miss Leonardowitz. Sorry. For the first time, where they got to tell me all about how they actually were the ones who brought Mr. McCammon to us. And from there on, it's just been one good thing after another, honestly. So after I was able to work on my ACT stuff, it was on to the next point, which was, okay, so now I have this great score. What am I gonna do with it? I don't really know what I wanna do. I had always had an inkling for teaching. I really wanted to go and explore that career opportunity. However, it was Toby McCammon, along with all of the other amazing people in camp, that kind of started me pointing in that direction. So we started going on college visits, where I was able to look around and ask people questions. And fortunately for me, a lot of our tour guides were actually education majors, so I got to ask them about their personal experience at a college. And because of the visits that we've been afforded, I've actually narrowed down my choices to Walsh or the University of Akron, and I'm really excited for that, which I'm shocked because before I entered high school, I was filled with dread at the idea of going to college because I had no idea how I was going to get through the whole process. But thanks to camp, they really helped me get through the whole thing, and I couldn't feel more confident about my choice in majors. And that's also thanks to Mr. Bruner, because when I walked up to him last year and was like, I want to be a teacher and I really want to graduate high school with my associates in education, he was like, okay, that's fine. So thanks to him, I think I'm one of the first kids to go off that track, and I'm really, really excited to start that this year. So then after our college visits, he started asking me questions about an internship. And I was like, an internship, like a big girl job. Because I had always worked for my parents and I was really scared. But he was like, yeah, an internship. And he was like, well, what about Freshmark? And I was like, okay. So I went home and, did my research on Freshmark, found out that it was connected to Sugardale. And I was like, oh, okay, I know what this is. He got me hooked up, and all of a sudden I knew I was walking into Freshmark on the first day. And I met my boss, Brittany Moses, who was a wonderful lady. And originally I had been put in marketing because I had experience in food. After the first day, thanks to Nadia, we actually switched, and I ended up being an HR intern for the summer. And I loved it. I loved working in communications, which is kind of the specific part of HR I worked in. And I got to talk to employees all over. I helped with the plant lunches with Nadia, so I got to interact with production workers and really put my feelers out there for what it's like to stand in front of people and kind of talk about my company. It kind of helps me because as a teacher, you get to talk in front of students all day long and kind of teach them what's going on. And I also got to do that at my time at Freshmark. So they definitely connected and really taught me a lot. On top of all that, I got to work on some other really fun projects. Like I got to make a production glossary that had been started by one of the previous interns. And when Brittany handed it to me and I had to know what a process auger was, I was a little confused, and I had to work with a lot of the people there who I had never met before to get to know these terms that I had never seen before. So it was a big culture shock for me, but I loved it. And eventually I got through the glossary, and I think that they liked it, and it's now being taken up. Absolutely, and I really hope that it'll get to help other employees who are also going into their work for the first time that also want to know what a process auger is, because it's actually really, really important. I also got to learn a lot about public speaking. It was my first time giving a big presentation when I did my end of internship presentation in front of everybody that's really important at Freshmark. So that was my first time really giving a big speech and a big presentation, and honestly, I really, really liked it. And I'm very glad that I liked it, since I'll have to do it every day in my chosen workforce. But honestly, everything that camp has given me and everything that Freshmark has given me is nothing but positive, and I'm so, so glad that there's so many people that are dedicated to making my transition from high school to college to my career. They're making it flawless, and they're literally offering every opportunity to make sure that I feel comfortable and supportive and confident in my career, and I am unbelievably thankful for that. So thanks to everybody. Hi, I'm McKenna Greenhill. I'm a 2021 graduate, and I'm currently going into my second year at Youngstown State University. I'm majoring in biology and minoring in Spanish and chemistry. So hopefully I would like to go to a med school and become a doctor. I have an internship at West Medical where I am a medical assistant. So my duties range from rooming patients, so we get their height, their weight, we take them back to the room, answering phone calls from patients, scheduling appointments, taking messages, and then the little more fun part of my job, I get to give injections and do EKGs. So the more hands-on part that a lot of us who are going to the healthcare field really like. So when I started my job, it was the summer before my senior year, and this was in 2020 during COVID. And so going in, I wasn't sure entirely if I wanted to go into nursing or if I wanted to go pre-med. And so before my senior year, it was kind of time for me to figure it out. And working there, seeing hands-on what nurse practitioners do and what the doctors handle really helped me make that decision. Because actually going in, I wanted to go into nursing. It just seemed more like what I wanted, and seeing hands-on really helped me to make that decision. So my work has really helped me with my communication skills. I was very, very shy going in. And they really helped me kind of come out of my shell and talk to people. Camp has also given me a scholarship, which is going to be very helpful in getting me through my undergrad debt-free, because med school is not cheap. So another thing that camp has done is I have a mentor, Dr. Becker, and she has been so helpful, not only in deciding like where I want to go to school, but kind of helping me through the process, because none of my family is in healthcare. So they were all completely oblivious when I, in like 5th grade, said I want to be a doctor. They had no idea how that worked. And she's been really helpful since my junior year, kind of guiding me through what I need to do starting then to kind of work up my resume to make it look good for those med school applications. So I originally wasn't even going to apply to Youngstown. It wasn't on my radar at all. And then she called around to each school to figure out which one she thought would be a best fit for me. And I am forever grateful for her, because I love it at Youngstown. It is the perfect fit for me. And the time and effort that she just put into making sure that I would have a good experience. And I wouldn't have had that without camp. So decided I'm going to Youngstown. That was it for me. When I finally got in, she called around to Youngstown people to see, well, what programs should she be in while she's at Youngstown? Who are some people who she knows that's gone to Youngstown that she can hook me up with? So I'm now in the back med program, which means that I can have early assurance to neomed, which is going to be so helpful in getting into med school and kind of my senior year assurance. I tell people about it who are like going to Miami or Ohio State, and just hearing them, when I tell them this, like, oh my gosh, that sounds so wonderful, because it is. And she really pushed me to go and get that, to talk to the advisor and get in. And I'm forever grateful to her, and I am forever grateful to camp for giving that resource to me, because without her, I probably wouldn't be at Youngstown. I don't know where I would be, and I don't know if I would be having such a good time as I am right now.